of the NDC all present at that particular corner, trying as much as possible to have a settlement on how to proceed with the collation of the three policing centers and generally police centers. So it's been some form of disagreement here and there. The thing is, they came here from an IPAC meeting where we understand that the parties agreed at IPAC meeting to continue with the three police station resource or pink sheets that are left. But as we speak, they've come to the table and the information has changed. I believe we should speak with the NPP's parliamentary candidate on what really is causing this whole confusion at the table. We can better appreciate what the whole situation is. So we have the Honorable Mike Okwe Jr. with us to give us a further understanding of what is going on. Honorable, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
What is happening? We understand you came from IPAC meeting with certain agreements to proceed with the Kwabenya constituency. Why are we hearing all this banter at the table early this morning?
Well, as far as we're concerned, we are just here to continue. So we are just waiting to hear what the officials will decide. So in the meantime, we are just here. Look, at the end of the day, we're all Ghanaians.
Continue with what exactly?
We're all Ghanaians. We must just have peace. The EC say they've done their own collation. EC and NDC say they've done another collation. A collation started here on the mandamus order. So they are left with 88. I think in Ablekuma I was left with 37. Let's finish the 88. Whoever wins has won. Whoever loses, you congratulate the other person. And this is finished. Very simple democracy. I don't understand why the NDC is refusing for us to have the collation with both parties present. They themselves just went to court just yesterday, arguing about the fact that they were not part of a certain process and so they won't accept it. How do they expect me to accept that I am not part of a process and there's something?
So you are not part of the 88 collated,
no,
and so you want them to be...
No.
We get the understanding better.
Let me explain. There was a so-called collation where the EC officer was forced. Either he collates or they burn all the items. The EC officers have testified. So they forced and made a declaration. In our absence. And our absence was justified because we were told by the boss of the Arrow that because the place was unsafe due to NDC people vandalizing the place, we should meet at the region the next day for collation. So we all left. How can we be told by the EC to go home and then in the middle of the night the same EC declares some results? That is our issue.
Okay. So in all, how many police centers do you have in Kwabenya? How many have been done in your presence?
That's a very good question. So we have 369, yeah, and we have done minus 88. So that was just about within 1 hour we finished. We're just saying that should be done. Then the rest where there are problems because of burning and because of pink sheets that were stolen, then we just resolve. At most, those are 11, in some circumstances 3. The EC have come here today telling us that they want to look at only the 3. And I said, look at only the 3 based on what? Because you must be standing on something to be able to stand. So unless the process is finished, there is nothing.
Yes, this is a live interview. I understand perfectly. We would leave here the moment. We'll leave here the moment.
Go by the rules.
Well, so the police are asking us to move from this location where we need to film. No, this is a live telecast. Officer, this is a live telecast. So we're doing interviews. No, so when we are there, how do we capture it? Well, so our interview with the NPP's parliamentary candidate, Michael Okwe Jr., has been disrupted basically because the police want us to leave the perimeters and to make way for the Please, let's have a short interview with you outside there. Now we have the NDC's computer with us. Now we've heard from the NPP saying that a number of coalitions were done in their absence, and so they want to start from where they left off. Now you just left an IPAC meeting. What were the issues discussed at this IPAC meeting?
The IPAC meeting was attended by Evans Nimaku and McMenu. They represented them. We took decision on polling station. The commission had already accepted the 370 and it was now left with the 3 pinches for the polling station. Now today, the 3 pinches, 2 were admitted. 2 were admitted because the third one had issues. So because it had issues, it was flagged. And now the commission took a decision. They should come and add the 2 to the one they've already collated and look at the results. The one who is next, they should add that third polling station, a registered voter to it, to see whether it will catch up with the winner. If it catch up with the winner, then they'll go and do a rerun for that one polling station. If it won't catch up, they will declare the result. That's the decision we took at IPAC. We all agreed on it. And they said we should come here and do the collation for them and be bringing their own Kokofu stories again.
What is that Kokofu story?
Kokofu story is saying they should go and do recollation of all the polling stations again. That's what they asked.
You are saying they were not present for 88 of them, not all. They were there when over 100 were done, but they believe that the rest 88 for which they were not present, they feel their presence would have amounted to something. Don't you agree to this?
Regulation 48 of CI 1276, the absence of your agent or you yourself does not invalidate an action taken by the commission. They should go and educate themselves. They have been saying it all along. When they came here and did their own fanfare, did you see NDC here? Were they not declaring them winners? Had it not because of Supreme Court that stopped them, those people would have been declared as such. That is the rule. Your presence or absence doesn't invalidate it. This is your choice. It is your choice.
So don't you also fear that if you proceed with the 3 for which you are alluding to, and they also disagree that they have 88 outstanding, they can equally go to court to frustrate whatever you do here today?
That's what I'm saying. The forum is there. When it is gazetted, it's at your liberty to take your rights where you think you can claim it. It's at their liberty. I am not going to be their consultant to show them what to do. That's not my job. They know what to do.
Aside the Kwabenya constituency, which other constituency are you supposed to collate or recollate here today?
Today we are looking at the presidential for Ahafano constituency, presidential. So that's why after the Kwabenya.
What's the issue with that?
The presidential, they couldn't finish the collating. You know what happened over there? They couldn't finish collating the presidential. So they decided that they want to continue the presidential of the Ahafano.
Ahafano, we have a lot of them. Ahafano East, Ahafano North.
This one is just Ahafano North.
Just Ahafano North.
Yes,
okay.
That's the one.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. And that is Tanko, computer. You just heard right there, basically talking to us about what the situation or the agreement was at the IPAC meeting, for which they all came here hoping to have a smooth process. Just for the NPP side to say they do not agree. By the way, do you want to speak to me?
Yes, I want to.
Who are you in the first place?
I'm the constituency youth organizer for Kwabenya.
For which of the parties?
NPP, yeah.
NPP, okay. So from the constituency level, what happened?
From the constituency level, you know, on the day...
Your full name first.
I'm Derek Bapoma, the constituency youth organizer, yeah. On the day of election, we were supposed to do our collation there. We were supposed to do our collation right there. So between the hours of 8:39, we started, and then there was a confusion because they wanted to get our pin sheet because we were already collating in our strong room. So I asked them to bring the pin sheet. So we were attacked by them, and then they snatched some of the pin sheets out.
Allegedly attacked by them. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. You are speaking to the generality of the public. So
I'm speaking to the facts.
That is what you are alleging.
Yes, I am there.
That is what you are
I'm
alleging.
speaking to. So you can say you are alleged, but we were attacked. So when we were attacked, they snatched the pin sheets. We fought with them, and then the police went back and brought it. When we went, to our surprise, when the pink sheets came, some were not even part of it. Well, so what we said was that, okay, fine, if that be the case, let's continue with the whole process. So we started with presidential until the next morning. So the next morning, the people started agitating. Everybody was agitating and waiting for the whole situation. Then we were like, okay, fine, if that be the case, then why don't we put everything on hold by the EC because they said our life is very more important. So then we said, okay, let's put it on hold and everybody leave. And then by tomorrow, the EC boss said he was going to call all of us to sit when there is calm so that we can start the collation. And already, we've not even started collation. The Odikro and then the senior returning officer started their collations, which we were not part of. So when we came here, it was simple. The whole thing is that you can't do a collation whilst the other team were not part of it.
The CI 127 that is regulating this particular election indicates clearly that if a party is not present, their presence or absence do not invalidate what the other parties present do in the name of this election.
Sure.
So whether you allege that you are not present or not.
Rightly so, but not when there is violence and the EC director, district director have asked you that go for your own safety and let's stop the whole process and then we come back when there is calmness. We didn't leave on our own volition. We left.
If they were asked to go, how was the collation done and a declaration of same?
So we all left. So we only saw that late in the night, around 10 p.m. in the night, we saw them saying they've started collation already, which we were not even invited because the EC have our numbers. So if the EC wants to do any collation, they should have invited us.
What we saw on TV, especially pertaining to Domi Kwabenya, we saw that electoral officers, even supporters of political parties, were present throughout the night until declaration.
Which electoral officers? The EC boss himself wasn't there.
Which EC boss? EC boss doesn't
the
take.
District director.
No, the district director.
The senior returning officer himself wasn't there. And if you could recall, in an interview, my own sister Eliklim said that he was asked categorically, when you are being declared, who is here? Because we've not seen any EC officials here. Who is going to declare you? And then he said there will be a declaration because somebody's on the way coming. That was when Mr. Kofi came from the house because everybody was running for their lives.
So who made the declaration?
Mr. Kofi.
The director of the EC?
No, the returning officer, because the director of the EC ran for his life. The deputy EC officer also ran for his life.
For every constituency, the returning officer is the EC director in that district or constituency.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So
I don't dispute.
So
I don't
dispute
that fact.
So he declared the result.
But he didn't. So how do you declare a result when you have not finished done with the collation?
He declared the result. I want to understand that.
Which we are not done with the collation.
The returning officer declared the result.
A false result, which you didn't done.
How
you are
did you
not
come
done.
to the conclusion that it was a false
result? Because even the figures they gave from the beginning has changed from today. The figures they gave from beginning have changed from today. Go and check the first figure they gave.
What you are telling us? What figure was given first?
So I'm saying, no, you are a journalist, so you should find out. I'm saying the figures they gave have changed. They've changed it about 3 times. First one, they said it was over 1,000 lead. Second, they said 200. Now they are saying 150. So it means we understand what is happening.
The Electoral Commission at the national level, on countless occasions, have changed results, have the course to change results of even presidential candidates on a number of occasions, saying that there were errors and they have their mandate to proceed to change results.
That is when the results are changed and you agree to it. We are all in this country. When our brothers in the NDC also accepted, say some of things have not, some of the results that were declared were not correct, and they were listened to. So what is different from today?
I want to thank you very much for speaking to us and making the point. Now we have someone from the CPP, the PNC. Okay, were you part of the IPAC meeting?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Was he part of the IPAC meeting?
Please.
Okay. Do you have a candidate who stood in the Domi constituency?
Listen, I am a member of IPAC. I represent my party PNC.
Your full name is?
Abbas No, the PNC national organizer.
Okay.
Yes,
and
Fred.
What would you say happened at IPAC meeting?
Last week we agreed that Domi Kwabenya remaining 3 polling stations.
You have a candidate in that particular constituency?
Doris.
Okay.
We put a candidate there.
Okay.
You understand? And then, whatever being the case, when they ask, the EC, led by Dr. Bosmasari and Mr. Stiti, they ask the parties, present your peace seat, respect with the 3 polling station that had a problem. NPP doesn't have a pin seat. NDC provided the pieces last week. They look at it, the 3 polling station pieces, they admit it or it's okay. And then this morning, IPAC meeting, the same thing. You don't have a pin seat. How do you challenge? Look, my brother, The truth of the matter is, Makwe lost the election. He lost it.
No, what do you have? What proof do you have that he lost it? What did your candidate even get in that polling station?
No, you see.
In the constituency?
No, you see, we are talking about.
At what position is your candidate? You filed a candidate for the election.
She ranted.
She ranted with what percentage?
It's about 1.2.
And are you proud of yourself?
Oh, why not? This first, this woman for Senate for the NDC candidate. This is the third time, and I'm believing 2028, the NDC candidate will have.
Obviously, you are aligning with the NDC because maybe that is you have a soft spot for the NDC.
The truth, Master, if you are the ruling party, you don't have a pin seat. Meaning everything indicates you so that you lost the 10. The pieces. How do you, bro?
Anyway, we want to thank you very much for speaking to us. I've seen one of the directors of the Electoral Commission, arbiter in this whole election. I want to see if I can get him to give us a word as to what they had in terms of discussion at IPAC meeting. Now, NDC and NPP they are at each other's throat here again. One would have thought that it would be a very smooth process this morning for us to all, go celebrate our Christmas. Here we are again, dragging this whole issue. It's past 1 hour. Fred, tell us what is going on.
Fred, what do you want me to say?
You are the referee in this game. You should be able to bring heads to, cool heads to this whole table.
But you can see that now the situation is calm.
But before it wasn't.
Well, that's it's part of the game. You can't have politics where you have two major parties and there won't be any form of kind of here and there. So it's part of the process. Okay, when it comes to coalition, and many Ghanaians who have never seen the coalition process. This is some of the things that happens at the coalition centers, okay? And what they are doing now, I've heard people saying that it's a recoalition. It's not a recoalition.
It didn't finish. The Kwabenya one never finished.
Exactly.
What was left for it to have been, called a completed coalition?
Well, that's where you have to exhaust all the polling stations. That forms the constituency. Okay, so if you are talking about 369 or 367 polling stations, all the 367 or 69 polling stations results must be factored into the collation process. That is collation. If that is done, okay, and something happened, an agent or a candidate is calling for, okay, that, oh, I've seen some kind of discrepancy. I don't understand how you arrive at this total, okay, at the end of the process. Then you can request for a recollation, that's where we call it recollation. But what is happening here is not recollation.
But that's well noted. But does the CI 127 you're working with in this particular election allow for a recollation, as you term it?
You see, in elections, you have the law and then you have conventions. Okay, right.
Which supersedes which? The law obviously will supersede or superimpose on the convention.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, you see, many of the conventions are what enhances the legality. Okay, so when you look at something like giving serial numbers, okay, having pin sheets with serial numbers on it, having pin sheets customized or pre-printed. Okay, it's a convention. It's not in the law. You understand? But assuming a pin sheet is shared here, or flipped here, or used here without the serial number, you see the issues that
led to the printing or reprinting of some two regions, the ballot papers for some two regions. I remember vividly in the lead up to the election.
See, so basically, you see, so now you understand what I'm talking about. You have the law and then you have the conventions. Okay, issues of recollation. Okay, it's a convention. Okay, So if we've done the collation and you don't understand something, maybe you decided to go to the wee-wee or to go to the washroom and come back. And you come back, total has been arrived at. And you said, oh, I'm sorry, I just got out to go to the washroom. Can you please do this thing again for me to have a confirmation of the figures that you read? Okay? It's a convention.
So ideally, where we are right now is that the NDC says they have 3 pink sheets to add to the total collated to make progress for a declaration. The NPP says they have about 88 for which they were not present, and so they want all those 88 recollated. I mean, where do we move from here? Because if these two parties begin this argument, I have witnessed it before, I know it will not end anytime soon. Where do we go from here as the neutral arbiter or the referee in this game?
Yeah, I think, you see, from the IPAC meeting, a whole lot of things came out, okay? The commission requested the parties to submit their pin sheets, copies of their pin sheets, yes. Some did, others could not, okay? Others also wanted the candidates, okay, who has the material should be there at the IPAC meeting. We couldn't wait for any candidate to appear, right, with the pin sheet, and therefore we decided to come here, okay, right. And the NDC came with 2 copies of the 3 polling stations that they were talking about, okay. The NPP said that no, they remember about 11 or so that were flagged, okay, at the collation process, and then it didn't end. Said, okay, then let's come here and then we continue the process. So that is what is going on here now. And that's why you're seeing some of this kind of misunderstanding as to what actually should go on, right?
On grounds like this, how does the EC intend to proceed?
Usually what happens is, in situations like this, okay, for the commission, we don't have those 3 polling stations. Okay?
We don't have pink sheets for those.
But luckily, today, we had 1, okay, and then the DO was able to get 1, okay, and then in natural sense, there's 1 that is missing, okay. There is 1 that the results were written on a training pin sheet, okay, right.
And who is in possession of that one?
So you see, no, all of them are here. Okay, it's only 1 polling station that is missing. So the issue
to make
is
it clear to our viewers and listeners, the EC does not have 1 pink sheet. The NDC, do they have it?
They don't have it.
Do they have it?
Both of them don't have it.
So all 3 parties in this do not have the pink sheet. How do you proceed from there?
Well, it's simple. It's quite simple. It's simple. Let me sit well to the camera. You see, it's very simple, Fred. You remember how the chairperson declared the results? Mm-hmm. You remember how the chairperson declared the results? Okay, so you do the collation. When you do the collation, because 1 polling station, because of what happened, the commotion that happened at that center, 1 polling station results is not available. Just like the chairperson declared the results without 9 constituencies, okay? If you assess, okay?
You can equally deduce that 1 polling station has a register of this population.
That decision is usually, so that's why I'm making reference to the chair of the commission. Okay. These decisions are made by the commission. Okay. You understand? Right. So you finish your collation process, and then the subsequent decision as to the 1 missing polling station or the 1 polling station that is not available.
Your DO has 1 polling station result available now. The out of the 3 that we noted, the commission has 1.
Yes.
So that is 2, or that is just 1?
I don't understand what I'm saying.
Earlier, we're trying to establish that's 2. So the EC has 2. Yes. The NPP has 2. The NDC has the 2.
They brought 2.
They brought the 2.
Yes.
But the NPP is saying that it's left with 11 or about 11 for them to finish the process. So those 11 must be conceded.
Exactly.
That is why we are still here.
Exactly.
Now you also made us aware that the final decision will now rely on you.
The final decision will be on the commission.
I mean, when I mean you, I mean the commission generally.
Exactly.
So in this case, that single one, if both parties do not agree that they proceed with it, where do we go?
No, just like what I said. I think I explained it very well.
You would have to add that one in terms of, like just the EC chairperson did, declaring without it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that the commission evaluate, okay, assess the margins, okay. You assess the margins, and that's what the chairperson did for the presidential, okay. So soon after completing the process and you assess the margin, then the decision is taken by commission. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. So at that point, the decision is solely in the purview of the commission. Okay, that one is missing. This is the decision of the commission.
Did the commission really, maybe this question to me, honestly, I think it may not be directly to you though, but if you have a fair idea as to whether you can answer it, you answer. Did the commission really learn anything following the court processes yesterday?
Learning what? In terms of, well, what we learned is sticking to the law. And that's it. We are a law-abiding organization, and that's what the commission has been doing.
Okay. Now, my layman's understanding of issues, does it mean that the EC will take steps now to expunge the 4 constituencies that the court has redirected, that they should go back to court on Tuesday to follow the mandamus process? Does it mean that as the 4 has been recollated and gazetted, you would take steps now to expunge those names from the register and then go to the High Court, and then the outcome of the High Court will now determine who will be the MP elect for those constituencies?
The Supreme Court directed that we should go back to the High Court on Tuesday. The commission will go back to the High Court on Tuesday. Okay. As to the decision of, have you seen the copy of the Gazette? Have you seen a copy of the Gazette?
I mean, what I haven't seen it.
Exactly. So if you've not seen it, you cannot
so
make
those 4 have not been gazetted.
So I cannot say that it has not been gazetted or gazetted. Okay. The issue is we are going back on Tuesday. Tuesday is just 3 days away from today. So we're going back to the High Court. Okay, and we'll follow through the decision of the High Court.
Mr. Fred, I want to thank you very much for your education and speaking to us on these matters having to do with what is happening at the Coalition Center in the Greater Accra Region Office of the Electoral Commission, where parties are still having some tete-a-tete right at the far corner, trying to come to terms as to how to proceed with either the 3 as the NDC is calling for, or the 11 or 88 as the NPP is demanding. Generally, the situation here has now been restored to calm. The police are here in their numbers. They are lined up all around, ensuring that they provide security for the people who are present in this room. So, for police presence, they are here in their numbers. Security is high. We see Dr. Siribo Kweku, who is one of the deputy chairs of the Electoral Commission, present in the hall, and he is engaging with the political leadership, trying to find some amicable solution to this whole situation and how to proceed further. We see that of, is it Father? They call him, the one who replaced Ekuyadonko on the Ghana Freedom Party ticket before things didn't go well. He's also present, having some conversation with the NDC. So, to put everything in context, this particular live coverage is coming to you live from the Greater Accra office of the Electoral Commission. We have national officers of the Electoral Commission present, regional officers are present, the national officers of political parties are present. We see the constituencies that are affected in this matter, i.e. the Kwabenya constituency, as well as the Ahafo North constituency. Now, the Ahafo North constituency, there is going to be a collation done for the presidential alone. So the presidential is going to be dealt with on the basis of the ahafo and on-off. But for the constituency, Domi Kwabenya is what we are all waiting and hoping to see, that the officers here would come to some consensus and proceed on collating the rest of the pink sheets as we are made aware, and then the declaration of same will be done. Now the place is calm. We do not know what the conclusion or the consensus has been, but what we see again is that the parties are now present and back to the table. Evans Nimako of the NPP, the Director of Elections of the NPP, is present, engaging one of the directors of election of the NDC, having a conversation on matters. Then the NPP's parliamentary candidate in the person of Michael Kwabenya Jr. also present with his constituents, and by constituents I mean party executives, and they are engaging to come to a certain level of agreement and then take the process from here. So calm has been restored, that I can say. Dr. Siribo Okweku, we are hoping to get him to also speak to us and to know if he's been able to, or what the communication has been with the parties, to appreciate from his perspective what he's been able to do to bring the situation under control. We are hoping to also place the microphone there so we can hear from the table what the discussion has been so far.
It's all the discussion that they are doing. You are bringing them up. Look at my voice. I'm taking instruction from my bosses.
I think Dr. Siribo Okweku has just finally made some statements indicating that they want to make progress. So they are going to start the collation of the pink sheets that are remaining for the process to continue. We are hoping to get Evans Nimako to understand what the discussion has been with the electoral officers on the table. These are still live visuals from the Coalition Center at the Electoral Commission's office at the Greater Accra region, reach to be specific, where the electoral officers led by Dr. Siribo Kweku and the Greater Accra Regional Director of EC and other executives or other officials present, trying to have some engagement with the leadership of NPP and NDC to find an amicable solution on how to proceed with the collation of the rest of the three pinches that we are told are the reasons for contention. And the NPP also raises the fact that they have more than 11 or 88 of it remaining to be collated. But the officer from the EC, Fred Tete, noted to us that indeed these issues would all boil down a final decision taken by the EC, because all three parties, the EC, NPP and NDC, do not have one pink sheet for which they would want to decide later. When all the results are collated, they will now try to find out the total number of people on that register, and if it is added onto the one who is trailing behind or the one who is leading, as to whether to make any significant change in the results, and that would inform their decision as to whom to be declared as the MP-elect for the Kwabenya constituency. The NDC is claiming victory, the NPP is claiming victory for the same constituency. So generally the issue is one that borders on trust, whether they have trust for each other to proceed on the face of the pink sheets that all the three parties have, and whether, if that is collated, the results as they would have collated would amount to electing an MP for the Kwabenya constituency. So the conversation is still happening at the table. The police, despite their presence, are preventing the media from getting close to the table to even get an understanding as to what the discussions are. And that is why we would have to struggle to really appreciate what the situations are at that particular table. We will try as much as possible to see if we can leave our microphones right at the table. So we've gotten the green light now to put the microphone right at the table.
I'm here, don't worry. You have no local here. That's the spouse. That's the spouse. Can we leave? What are you saying? What are you talking about? Okay. Yes. Now what is it? What is it? I would like to examine this very sheet. With what? You have a pink sheet. You are coming to. You are holding something to carry what you don't have.
You don't have a copy.
You don't have a copy.
We are doing comparison.
When you go to sleep, agent come to say, I want to examine.
165. Akurugu Forsina Eleclaim. NDC had 232. Doranyako PSC 0. Remy Pan or Edmondson had 1.
Yes. So, because we have already said that the one is outstanding. What
the total here?
And then give us the difference.
So, with the outstanding one.
So with a 369.
Yeah.
So is it 379?
369. Michael Aaron Okwe had 50,567.
50567.
50567.
Yes.
Akurugu Forsina Eleclaim of NDC had 50732.
50732.
The difference between the two contestants is 165. 165.
What's the difference? Our difference is 165.
How did that come about?
Now, give us the collection sheet. No, we are going to collection sheet. The sheet is. This is not electronics. Anything can happen on this one. Give me pen.
Hold on. What's independent audit from where? Now we can look at
collection sheet.
the Form 1C or the pink sheets.
Yes. Form 1C. Yes.
Hello. But you are not at this point going to look at, you look at that one against our pink sheet.
No.
Hello. You can't say no.
Okay.
Because we have a total.
Okay.
So we need to look at the Form 1C against our pink sheet.
Total.
So you have entered them.
Give me calculator.
So you are sure of your figures here? You are sure of your figures here?
Oh, yes.
What is what?
Yes.
The one here.
You are taking which one?
The one which was rejected.
Which police station?
So indicator. Don't cancel, just indicate.
Okay, give me. Out of the totals. Because there's 50. Where is it? Write it first. Write this number and then use this one. You are taking this one. You are taking all this one out from the total.
You don't cancel, you just make indication there.
Look at the total, you only take the final total, the one that will get from the total. Which one? We are not lazy, yo. We didn't go and sleep, we didn't dance on campaign. You can't ask this question. We can't ask this question.
Sir, you know what? They have this, which is for the EC, and we are asking how did they get it. He says we are lazy or that's it.
Go and check your
Let
constitution.
the matter rest. Guys, let's get that.
Thank you.
I'm giving you the two.
Thank you.
The rest of the matter.
Declare them.
Come and declare what?
Declare what? That the Electoral Commission
Yes, you told me that. So why are they saying it? Well, we don't have that. Please listen. So, please, what is it? So please, what it means is that they will say,
we don't understand why they have this. There's some collusion going on. We don't have it. Why do they have this and we don't have it? And when we ask you, you say you're not lazy. That they have that we don't understand. It's you must have an easy document. When you there when the coalition at this point, please listen. At this point, we have no issue. Master, you don't hit the table again. Don't hit the table again. Stop it. You cannot sit down. When he insulted me, that's why he insulted me. Evans, sit down and listen to us. Yeah. We are so please, what it means is that one, see, out of here, please, I'm going to finish to you. Hey, I'm going to jack. I'm going to shout. Hey, let it out today. When I listen up. You turn against, you turn your back at your guy, and he's insulting me. You don't do that. Did you hear me telling you? So tell him to stop. Still shouting. Everybody's quiet. He's still shouting. Maybe. Do you know how to dance like that? I'm telling my people, keep quiet. Hey, really keep quiet. Sit down. Please. Okay. Please, so based on our figures. We understand it. Now, what are they going to do on the one? So based on our figures. Hold on. Let him finish. Based on our figures, yes. There's a gap of 165. That's the difference. Okay. And the outstanding one is 665. Yes. So that 665 can make a difference. 669 can make a difference if it's added to the second candidate. Yes. So we are going to inform the commission. Okay. The commission will take the final decision as to the way forward. Okay, sir. Thank you. But I want to please. Because of that, we are going to rerun that police station. That's fine. But sir, before we leave, our colleagues have copy of the Form 1C. We've never cited a copy. We've never been given any. So at this point, we want to take a copy of the Form 1C you have. No problem. For attention. No, so take it here. Yes. It is all right. No, please. No. We are doing it here. Yes, can you need a copy like this? Yes. You need a copy like this? No. You can take the picture. Oh, scan it. No, but your guy. Oh. Hello. I'm not saying. But the second one has to be part of it. Hold on, Mr. Doctor. Hold on. And you are doctor. Chief Bachopra. Yes, I say we want to take a picture. It must be clear. You tell me I'm nowhere. I don't think I'm one. So what is one after the other? Give it to us one after the other. It's the first page. Take the first page. Are you okay? Are you okay? Yes. We have one place that we meet.
Are you okay?
See what's scanning, I'm first scanning.
Oh, scan. How much you the phone?
I'm first scanning.
Phone it to me scanning.
Is that the first one?
Yeah, that's the fourth one.
You say free for. Yes, can you come back? I'm not wrong for this. Come on, move your pictures.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Momu Nufa with mine.
That's not the first. How do you come on and jump? I don't understand. Only computer I'm hiding.
No, please.
You want to take for this? Yes. Let them finish.
Go and enter the state. So if you're why do I understand my decision?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
What do we have? Are you okay?
Okay. Oh, Abbas, catch him on new fan. This one is voice. Use that. Okay. Oh. Which one was I using? Oh. So why did you give them up?
We didn't give this photo. There's also 2 pictures on that. We don't have photos. There are 2 pictures.
And all this why you not give it to them because we're
I'm not giving them that copies.
But it doesn't matter. When we came, you should have mentioned it to us.
You'll be going back and forth with us.
Oh, opening.
Oh, seriously?
Opening. No.
Say you go back and forth.
Say you matter.
Say you go back and forth. And I'm going. The people wanted to go through the process. So that's what we are doing the last time.
No, you said.
That was a manual addition.
This one, they are applicable. So now, about the main job. That's right. Baby.
Can I have the first one?
Now that's why we want to take this. We want to take it.
Let's get that.
I want to take. Take your hands off. Let's finish. No. Be careful. Some people will steal your copies.
Why is your extension? Where's your extension? Where's your extension? Give your extension.
That's one more.
Bring your extension.
No, we have identified something. We are going to deal with that. We have identified something. Let me take it.
You will give the copies to him.
Why? When do I take it? When you are taking it?
Let him take it one after the other.
I will take it. The way you took it, that's the same thing I want to take.
Because computer can do anything. Computer.
No, we are scanning. Don't make it go between them. Give me the
Honorable, what's going on? Okay, so, well, it seems to us as though the coalition would come to an end here at this moment. And from what we see, the polling center that has not been found, in terms of the pin sheet not been found, has a total population of about 665 voters on that particular or at that particular polling center. Now they've been able to collate over 100. They've been able to collate over 100 of those polling centers, and that it is left with about some 3 according to the NDC, some 11 according to the NPP, and all 3 parties do not have pin sheets to one particular polling center, which has about 665 people on that register. Now, the margin, as we understand, per the collated results, has been about 167 between the NPP and NDC, and according to information, the NDC is leading in the Kwabenya constituency, because and the NPP is contesting it because they feel per their internal coalitions as well, they have also results indicating to them that they have been able to win. So the contention has to do with one polling center now, which has about 665 voters or population on the register, and they are waiting patiently as to how to proceed on these issues. What we know so far, it seems there will be a different. Well, we may have to hear that directly from the EC, but what we are learning from the table is that there is going to be a rerun at that particular polling center, so the results added to see who will win the seat, because a population of about 665 is significant enough to tilt the balance in favor of any of the candidates. Per what we know, the difference in terms of who is leading is about 160. And if that is the case, what is left for a particular polling center cannot be ignored in all of this. It is so much that can equally contribute to the victory of a particular party in this election. So the Kwabenya seat is still under contention, where the political parties are trying to come to that conclusion and decide whether to go rerun the election in the polling center, or they would basically have to proceed. But proceeding may not be feasible because the voter population on the pink sheet or that polling center that is missing is so significant that we can't ignore it, taking into account the difference between the two leading parties. Now, Dr. Seribo Kweku is about to address the press, and so we are waiting patiently to hear what he has to say to the media or to the generality of the public. We are here waiting to know what the final decision would be from the table. But one thing is for sure is that the agents and the EC officials, they've packed their materials from the table, they folded their documents and computers, and here they are. Oh no, so no, here it's okay. The cameras are already here.
But you won't tell me. I will not talk to you.
Doc, you are live on Channel 1 TV. So what has been the conclusion from the table?
Okay, don't worry. We were given an assignment by the commission that from Kwabenya, the report from the returning officers was that they have concluded collating 367 police station results. They were left with 3 of the results. And the 3 of the results were brought later. And the commission rejected one of it outright in the sense that it was declared on a wrong statement of poll because they use training sheet, which is not the one that they should use. So the commission has rejected one. So we tried to come and add the 2 and see what happens. So when we added the 2 based on their statistics, the difference between the 2 candidates is now 165. Then the one that was rejected, the total number of voters was 669, meaning that if you give that number to the second person, he will overtake the first person. So it means that you have to go and rerun election at that polling station. So that's the decision.
What's the name of the polling center, please?
I don't have it offhand, so I can't tell you.
How soon is the commission going to take a decision?
The name again?
Abokobi Women's Development Center 2.
So we are sending our report to the commission. Then the commission will take a decision on when it should be done. But you are sure that it will be done before they are inaugurated? Yes.
You are sure all these things are not working against your timelines?
I'm saying that you are sure that will be done before the inauguration.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. That is Dr. Seribo Kweku, who has just come out with a very final decision from the table. Now let's hear from Evans Nimako of the NPP.
Yes, I think that we behaved in a mature manner as parties. We had an IPAC conversation. The EC informed us that there are 3 polling stations outstanding. We've looked at it. What tells us now is that there's the need to rerun in 1 polling station. We are going to go back and talk to our base. This is an election the New Patriotic Party has shown a lot of maturity. We've really taken on board all those unnecessary confrontations from our opponents, but it's in the good of Ghana. The message from the candidate, Dr. Kwabenya, was that before, during, and after the election, there must be peace in Ghana. And it is what the New Patriotic Party is exhibiting. What we've gone through. Strangely, we have not been given the Form 1C, which is the collation sheet. Our colleagues had them. Thank God today we've gotten copy. We are going to look at each one of them from one polling station to the other. Mind you, there are 370 polling stations. And so we are going to look at each one of them as they are represented on the collation sheet. And we'll come back. So this is a process that is still ongoing. It's also clear to everybody that what may have occurred at the constituency was not right. So we'll go through.
You said you just had the Form 1C of them. Why is it that they had it and you couldn't get it?
I think that the EC should be in the position to answer. You need to find out from the returning officer why they were able to give copy to the NDC, but will not give us copy. In fact, we were here because we were not given information as to the collation that was supposed to go on. So we were not there. But we met here for a continuous collation. The EC we work with, the returning officer, and the DEO didn't mention anything of Form 1C, but it's in the good of it. The New Patriotic Party is going to go back to the constituency. We'll work out with our people. We know that the good people of Kwabenya will give our candidate, Michael Aaron Jr., the vote that he would need to go to Parliament to represent them very well in the 9th Parliament.
So there is going to be some vigorous campaigning in the coming days.
The elections at that particular polling station.
The decision from the commission is that there's going to be a rerun in that polling station, and that's what we are going to do.
Are we going to see active campaigning from the NPP?
Everybody who is supposed to be on the register, the New Patriotic Party is going to reach out to them.
All right. Thank you very much. That is Evans Nimako, the Director of Elections at the NPP, and according to him, they are going to marshal their efforts to enter into that particular center and ensure that they campaign for the victory of their candidate.
Now we have Tanko Computer here to speak to us. He's the Director of Elections for the NPP.
Well, let me make it very clear. We have not reached any final conclusion on this yet, because they themselves, they have problem with their additions. The additions they came out with, it's not a true reflection of what happened. You remember when they did the declaration on the D-Day, interestingly enough, they had soft copies of the results of the 3 polling stations, and they declared Madam Akrugu by 51,000 plus, and Makukwe had 50,000. So there was a difference of 1,154. Very huge difference. So today, if you are having problem with one polling station, that one polling station should be taken out, and that one polling station total votes are 689. So when you take out 689 from 1,157, your guess is as good as it's a simple arithmetic. You see the problem I have with this commission. They always have a problem with arithmetic. That's their problem. So they said they were relying on a laptop to do calculation. Do we do electronic calculation in Ghana? Our results are manual. We go by the pink sheets and we go by the collation form. The collation form is what is known as the Form 1C. Then the summary sheet is the Form 1D. So we have taken the Form 1C. We'll do the calculation for them and bring it back. These people have problems with arithmetic.
Votes have been reduced.
Completely. We completely disagree with it, because on the face of it, they themselves know that when you declared her, she was leading with about 1,154. So if you are expanding one, and the one total votes is 689, this one is a primary school mathematics. It's not algebra.
So
it's not logarithm.
You feel that the 165 is a decrease in your calculation?
Of course. They have problem with arithmetic. We are going to do the calculation and bring it back. We told them they should hold their horses. We are doing the calculation ourselves. Our opponents also pick one. They should also go and enter. We'll go and enter. Simple Excel sheet, and we'll get it. There's no rerun. She has won.
The EC just told us that there's going to be a rerun. I'm going to object to them.
I'm saying that they have a problem with their arithmetic. It's their own document. You remember when we did registration, they were doing wrong calculations. Quarrel draw people. I'm not surprised they've used quarrel. No, I'm saying we have won the election.
So that means I'm not going to campaign back at Abokobi station.
Campaign, we are talking. I say we have won the election. We are talking. The document will show. Let's come back. We are coming back with it. We'll go and sit down, do the arithmetic for them.
Dr. Tanko, you told us that you have to go and do the recalculation from the C1 form you got from the EC.
Yes.
And then that will inform your decision. You haven't done the calculation yet, but you said...
I am saying that per the calculation they did on the D-Day and what they've written on their own summary sheet, it's 51,000 for Madam Akrugu. The gentleman got 50,000. It's there. It's on the distance. So and we are saying remove one polling station from it, and it's a problem to them.
And then it arrives at the figure the EC announced today. What would you tell the public that you...
I am saying that we are going to look at it and come back. So what we have, Madam Akrugu won the election.
Okay.
Fairly.
Thank you.
We have won. We have won.
Fairly.
We'll come back.
Well, so it's been press conferences upon press conferences, one after the other. The EC's Dr. Seribo Kweku spoke to us saying that they believe there should be a rerun in one of the polling centers, which he named as the Abokobi Women's Polling Center, if my memory serves me right. But according to what we've gathered, the polling center has a pink sheet that is Mason, and so there's going to be a rerun at that particular polling center. That is what the EC is saying. The NDC, on the other hand, is saying that they have done their internal collations and they have seen the figures in terms of numbers, and they have won by some huge margin, and so they would object to any rerun. The NPP agrees that the EC should go and recontest or reorganize an election at that particular polling center because there is that possibility that when the total population on that register is added to even the second person, which is their candidate, it will overturn whoever is leading the election. And so they believe that they would marshal their efforts. All party stalwarts would go into that particular polling station and ensure that anyone on the register gets the opportunity to take part in the election and also elect their parliamentary candidate, Mike Okwe Jr., to be in parliament for them. Generally, the NPP has about 3 MPs elect from the Greater Accra region, and that is some huge loss to the party, and so they are making sure they cross their T's and dot their I's with the remaining polling or constituency seats that are under fierce contention. They want to ensure that they leave no stone unturned. They are going to move each step of the way to see through it all, and if they win, they would win fairly. If the opponent, which is the NDC, wins, that chance should be given to them, and they have no qualms with that. So generally, the proceedings with the Dromi Kwabenya has come to an end. The Ahafwano North, we've not seen any sign of it going to take place at this moment, because the EC officials, almost all of them are gone, except for the far end that we see the gentleman standing right there. So it is obvious that the proceedings here have come to an end. We see Fred Tete over there. The Greater Accra Regional Director is also present. We see other officials present. Let's find out from Fred Tete, please. The Ahafwano North, is it going to take place, the presidential?
Well, we are doing it.
You are doing it now. Okay, so we understand that is happening right there. That is not much of interest to the parties, really. So we've not seen any political party agent present there. That has to do with only the presidential result declaration. So they are collating, and a declaration will be made in that regard as far as the Ahafwano North constituency is concerned. But for the Dromi Kwabenya, the EC officials say what has transpired here will be communicated to the commission generally, which is the leadership, and when that is done, a decision will be taken as to when to do a rerun of the elections at the Abokobi Women's Polling Center in the Dromi Kwabenya constituency. So this has been our live coverage from your election bureau on Channel 1 News, basically bringing you all the live feed as and when it happens. The 2024 general elections doesn't seem like something that will end anytime soon until the EC finally says all is said and done in all the 276 constituencies. We understand a number of constituencies have had their MPs gazetted, and they are supposed to relax and wait for the day where the transition or the swearing in, probably the inauguration, would take place on the presidential side and in Parliament. We wait to bring you all the live coverage as things unfold in the coming days. This remains your election bureau on Channel 1 TV. My name is Fred Duho reporting.
Merry Christmas! This Christmas, join my shopping buddies and I as we show you where to get everything that you need for Christmas so that your Christmas can actually Christmas, if you know what I mean.
From unique gifts to unforgettable finds, we've got you covered.
Let's make this Christmas one to remember.
So don't you miss a beat this Christmas. Stay tuned to the Channel 1 Christmas shopping series because we have got you covered. Stick with me and my buddies as we show you everything you need to make your Christmas fabulous. It's Christmas!
Tune in to the Christmas shopping series only on Channel 1 TV, your guide to the best shopping spots in Accra this festive season. Now this Christmas, let's shop Accra together on Channel 1 TV.
Welcome to Adoration on Channel 1 TV, the only show on TV that allows you to draw closer to God through worship and the Word.
Everybody, let's go.
This Christmas, immerse yourself in the spirit of love and joy with Edinburgh Bride Davis on Adoration only on Channel 1 TV. Experience a joyful journey of gratitude, worship, and festive cheer as Edinam brings you powerful moments of adoration and heartfelt reflections surrounded by uplifting music and inspiring guests. Let the magic of the season fill your heart with peace, hope, and light. Tune in for a Christmas celebration that touches the soul and celebrates the true meaning of the season with Edinam Bright Davis on Adoration, only on Channel 1 TV.
Season's greetings from all of us here at Channel 1 TV. This Christmas, we want to take a moment to wish you and your loved ones a truly Merry Christmas, filled with warmth, joy, and unforgettable memories. As you gather with family and friends to celebrate this magical season, we are here to make it even more special.
You'd spread some butter, and not margarine, but butter on the buns, right? So cut them in half.
Stay tuned to Channel 1 TV as we bring you the heartwarming Christmas specials and exciting holiday programming that will bring the holiday cheer right to your home.
Don't get it twisted. Christmas hasn't gone anywhere just yet.
And of course, the voice.
None of the relationships I have been into ends well. So at that age, you have so much to deal with.
For you to send this in, it means that there's something like that doesn't sit well with you.
She's witnessed her mother probably being ill-treated.
From all of us at Channel 1 TV, thank you for being part of our family. Merry Christmas, and keep watching as we tell your story and empower change.
Welcome to the Wonder Space Show with Miss Natalie.
In a place you want to discover, there's so much to uncover. Are you an explorer? Yes! Then join us on an adventure. All you need to do is look closely, think carefully, solve many problems. Wait! That's not all. We are the Wonder Space Explorers. We create things big or small and beautiful. We are WONDERFUL. We are wonderful. La 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 la. Wonder Space.
Oh, hello. I was just looking closely at the strings on these two instruments. They are so cool. Can you guess what we're going to learn about today? That's right, stringed instruments. Can you name any string instruments? Did I hear someone say guitar? Did I hear someone else say violin? That's right, those two are very popular instruments and are used all over the world. But there are lots and lots and lots of other string instruments. Today, we're going to learn about the kologo and the siprewa. Let's try and say it together.